Hello. How are you, everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Today is another beautiful Friday. I know it's raining where I am. I'm joining you live from United Kingdom in Essex, to be precise. And it's raining. The weather has been all over the place this week. We don't know if it's raining, if it's windy, but we're here, and it's a beautiful thing to be here once again. Let me know where you're joining us from, wherever you're joining us from. It's a wonderful time again. And let me know where you're joining us from, what time of the day it is, wherever you are joining us from. I really appreciate you. Let me know in the comment. Just give your name and let me know where you're joining us from. Put your name in the comment so that we can give you a shout out. Some of us are just joining us for the very first time, and you'll be wondering who is on your screen. It's myself, Tosin, of the Tangel Business School, where we are presenting you today, Tangel Business Show, where we bring you the stories, the challenges, and above all, the strategies, the knowledge, the information of entrepreneurs who have been able to beat against the odds, and they've been successful in their niche, in order to be able to give you the direction and the path that you need for you to be able to build a profitable and a successful business on your terms. So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to build and grow a profitable business, okay, our aim and our mission through the Angel Business School is to provide you with the resources, the training, the information that you need to be able to understand all the steps that you need to launch and grow a profitable business. I have here with me tonight on the Angel Business Show a very dear friend of mine, Lisa Mullis, and she is no other. I'm just going to quickly share her profile. Lisa Mullis is a copywriter and a design expert. She is the CEO, the executive, the owner of Paraphrase Communications. And she has been a copywriter and a designer for over 20 years. And what she does is that she helps service-based professionals and nonprofit leaders to translate their works into words. You know, the saying goes that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So she merges the words together and the picture together in order to be able to help them raise their visibility, to broaden their reach, and to grow their revenues and their audience. Our company, the Paraphrase Communications, helps organizations make their brand messaging clear and make their marketing easy so that they can see real growth in their income and in their influence. And the reason why I bring Lisa on to us today is to be able to explain to us what it means about how to master our message and to be able to develop a strong brand. Because what we struggle with is using the right words to bring or to explain what we do in our business. I see a lot of entrepreneurs that do excellent things in their business, but they struggle to articulate or to explain in clear language to attract the right audience and the right customers to their business. So Lisa is just today to join us to tell us how we can simplify our message, how we can make it clear, how to explain the features, the benefit, the outcomes of what we are actually selling, so that people come to us, they understand what we are all about. They understand what our business is all about, what products we offer, what services we offer, because we've been able to tell them in clear language. So I have the pleasure tonight to invite Lisa onto the Angel Business Show. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I am so great. Tosin,
it's wonderful.
Your intro is fantastic. I'm all fired up.
Oh, great. You are awesome. So I had to make sure I put, because you do great things and you are an expert in your field. You do this and you've been doing it excellently for over 20 years. So that's something, to reckon with. And I wanted to make sure that let people understand that this is someone that is, she knows her craft. So, all right. How are you today?
I'm so great to be. Yeah, I'm great. It's Friday. It's Friday and I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So can we just know who is Lisa? Because some people will think, okay, maybe they missed the introduction and they don't know who we have here. All right. So who is Lisa?
Yes. So actually, well, I mean, I have a little intro slide, but I mean, you did a great job, Tosin, explaining that I'm a copywriter and a designer.
Okay.
I started out primarily in design as the whole first part of my career. And the issue that I kept running into with my clients, like, designing websites, brochures, other materials, whatever I did, I've done print and web. And the issue is like what you were saying, where people, really were struggling with the words. They didn't have the words at all. Like they didn't know what to put in the website, or they had the wrong words. They were the words that were not clearly communicating the really awesome stuff that they're doing, or attracting really great clients and customers. And so my training is as a copywriter. I went to journalism school for copywriting, which is kind of an unusual thing. A lot of people get their training in copywriting like well after university, but I actually went to university for that. So that's, as I kept encountering clients struggling with this, then I thought I have the skills, the writing skills to help them with this. And so about 5-6 years ago now, I transitioned to really focus heavily on the copywriting messaging side of the work. So I still do design for clients, but that's after we've done work around messaging. And just like on a personal level, I live in Washington State in the United States. So I'm like way on the opposite end of the country, like far from where you are.
Yeah.
And it's sunny here today. We're having quite beautiful weather.
Raining. The weather hasn't been good to us this week. It hasn't been. Well, yeah, that's what we get. So
yes, yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, I have slides to share, Tosin, if we're ready to.
Yes, please go ahead and share your slides. I'm sure people are ready.
Let me go ahead and make sure I'm all set up for doing that.
Yes.
Here we go. I had to find my app. Okay. I also want to just make sure this is showing up okay inside.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. All right. So let me go back over here so I can, and I can't see any comments or anything, but this is totally casual. So Tosin, if you see anyone asking questions, just interrupt me.
I will. I'll bring them on.
All right. So what I really want to talk today about is features, benefits, and outcomes, because these are 3 very important building blocks for messaging, for like a lot of your messaging. And this is where I feel like there is such opportunity to really communicate the value, the real value of what you're doing, whether that's through the services you have or maybe even resources you offer. Let's say if you've got a podcast or you have a downloadable guide or, all of these other kinds of pieces of content, they also have features, benefits, and outcomes. They're basically the reason why people would want these things. So when we know the FBO, I just call it FBO for short. When we know the FBO for your things, then you can really leverage that to be able to write great copy, to boost the perceived value with those awesome clients that you want to be working with, and also charge what you really want. So I'm excited to get into this today. And I told Tosin, I probably have more slides in here than we'll have time to get into. There's a lot to cover, but I'll just try to give you like the highlights. And as I kind of already shared a little bit about me, that I do, I love teaching. Doing stuff like this. I just love it. I love writing and design. And I've done those things my whole career, my whole life, really. I also really, really love small business and entrepreneurship. I just think it's first of all, it's an incredible journey of self-discovery to be on. And it's an incredible way to contribute to society. So I'm just all about small business and entrepreneurs. And as Tosin had shared, I've been doing it for a long time, full time since 2005, although I really started back in 98. That kind of dates me. But yes, for a long time. And as I shared before, yeah, I've spent the first like 18 years of my career as just a graphic designer. And then, now have transitioned over to copywriting. And then that's like me and my family. And when I'm not doing the teaching, writing, design stuff, I love to be out in nature. And that's us in Arizona this last spring. So before I get into FBO, the features, benefits, and outcomes, I just want to kind of like give some context, some lay of the land, and talk about, okay, this whole world of like marketing, which can feel really huge and complicated and daunting, right?
Absolutely. Especially now with the onset of so many platforms coming on, telling you to their customers. So yes.
Yes. So it can, so I can break it down in just basically sort of 3 buckets here. So we have the materials side. That's like your website, all your social media, email newsletters, PDF downloads, videos, courses, podcasts, all the things that you're using in the channels so that you can communicate out to the world what you're doing. So that's like one bucket of things. Then we have the mechanisms. So this is how you're doing that, right? So sometimes there's funnels, which is, kind of an advanced strategy of bringing people into your world and through some of your content, right? There's ads, there's just networking, now obviously now a lot of online, like being in Facebook groups.
True. Like yes.
Events, referrals, collaborations that you might do. So those are all different kinds of mechanisms for the marketing. And what's connecting these two things, what's central to it all is the messaging. How you're talking about what you do and who you're for, and like what people are going to get when they are working with you. So messaging is copywriting. That's part of it. And that's a big part of it. It's the words. But it also includes like the imagery, the colors, the fonts, just the whole like visual side is also part of the messaging as well, because that obviously communicates things just like the words do.
So can we say this middle bit where the messaging is that what we call is this where the branding sits? Branding of our business.
Yeah, you could say that. Exactly. Like the development of the whole brand, like who you are, how you present yourself to the world. Yeah, it sits here in this messaging piece, right? Because that gets filtered out through all your materials. It also comes through in the mechanisms.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it's really critical to get this messaging down. That's why I'm so passionate about this part of the work, because it infiltrates it. It's like it's integral to everything you're doing in marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. So like my motto is, if you get that messaging figured out, then marketing is going to feel so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Because once someone understands what you're all about, and that comes in the messaging, the copy you put out, then it's very easy for them to know what you're doing and for them to say, okay, yes, she has what I need. Let me go to her.
Yeah, exactly. So where do we even start with this messaging piece? How do you get to that sort of nice cohesion and clarity with that? I have this model. This is my framework that I use. And again, this is based off of many years of working with clients through this whole process on all sides of it. And this is what I have found works the best. And that is to start with level 1, which is getting clear on purpose and positioning. So your purpose, like, why are you even in business in the first place?
Absolutely. You got to get that clear first.
Yes. And surprisingly, a lot of people are really not clear about that.
Absolutely.
So you want to start there. You want to get clear about your purpose and your positioning. Your positioning is basically like, that's some jargon language there, but what it means is, where do you kind of sit in the marketplace? And how do people perceive you in relation to other people who might offer similar services? And the other way to think about it is, It is basically how you say who you are, who you're for, and what people are going to get working with you. So that's where level 1 is just getting clear about who you are and who you're for. Then we, let's see here. Then, so once you've got that established, then you want to move into stage 2 or level 2 here, which is your message platform and your personality, your brand personality, like all of that starts really coming forth. And that is basically what you're saying and how you're showing up. How are you showing, like the energy you're bringing, the words, the visuals, like how you're showing up in the world.
Okay.
Then level 3 is getting clear about your programs and your products and your resources. So this is what you do and how you do it. That's what all's happening here, is like really getting clear on that. And then the last level, level 4 here, is presence and promotion. So this is where you're showing up and how people are engaging with you. This is where the website, where social media, where networking, like all of that stuff's happening now.
Yes. And what I see is the people have this triangle upside down.
Yep.
People
you read my mind.
Yeah, people have it upside down because we forget about the purpose and what we are doing, who we're doing it for, and why should they come to me. We forget about, okay, I need to choose a platform that works with my personality, that suits me. Not everybody's cut out for video. Not everybody's cut out for podcasts. Some people are very good in writing, and they should make use of blogging to bring out, but people start with the presence. Once they say, okay, once I got my social media page top notch, that's it. Yeah. And then they say, okay, nobody's engaging on my platform. Nobody's doing anything, because you have to go back to the basics. Yes. I love this.
Yes. Yes. Well, I love that you just explained it all for me. That's exactly what's happening. So just to kind of finish this thought here about this pyramid, I mean, that's what this is, right? So the last kind of bit of this is figuring out the prospect pathway. This is like how people are moving through your offers and resources. And that really starts up in level 4. Like, I mean, that's how like people are kind of out there in the world, and then they run across you, or you're calling them in and they're coming into your world. So that's that last piece of the pyramid. And when you do work like this, like when you move through everything in this direction, then that really creates more predictability and peace and prosperity and all of its forms in your business. And that, of course, leads to more possibilities for what you can do in your business and in your life. So this is my framework. I call it the Savvy Profit Pyramid. It's sustainable. It's aligned to your values and how you want to show up. It's very value driven. It's about visibility. And it's about you being you out there too.
Absolutely.
And chosen just as what you explained exactly. Many people are doing this in reverse.
And I didn't, to be honest, people, I did not see Lisa's pyramid.
I know, I love that you were
this.
Because our minds are like synced up here. Yes. So that's what's happening, is a lot of times this is what, people are doing it in reverse. And that was my experience for so many years working with clients on like websites and stuff, without having done the messaging. It's like, oh, all this energy and effort and stuff happening on the website. But then it was like, well, what are we really trying to say? And who are we bringing to the website?
Yes. A lot of people are more concerned with the aesthetics of the website, how it looks.
Yes.
What it actually says, they don't care. They don't really put so much effort in that.
Exactly. Yes. And I just want to say this too, because if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, darn it, like that's what I'm doing it backwards. It's okay, because there's always the opportunity to go back and kind of reverse things around.
True.
So when you do it backwards, and the thing is, some people never even get back up to the foundation of getting clear about their purpose and their positioning. But let's say you do. Of course, that does diminish how predictable and peaceful and prosperous your business feels. And of course, that diminishes the possibilities that you have in your business and in your life. And this is a very unstable sort of shape, right?
I like that.
So it can kind of fall over. And I tell you, this is why marketing can feel very hard. It's a big reason why it can feel hard. There's other reasons why it feels hard, but this is one of them, because this work hasn't been done. And so there's no solid foundation to stand on. And you're out there and you're just like, I'm trying to do all these things and it's not working.
It's not working.
Yeah. And this is a big reason why. So this is sort of the direction we want to go with things. And like I said, it's okay if you've been doing it upside down, because now you can kind of go back and and revisit. And you throughout the life of your business too, you'll continue to revisit these levels also. I should say that as well. It's always because your business evolves and I was
going to say that, true, because you do grow. And then sometimes you, not only do you branch out, but probably sometimes you do add things, services, as you find out what your clients or customers want. You add things to be able to serve them. And therefore, you will grow and you will evolve. And then you need to check and make sure that you will still within this pyramid, and making sure that every service you add to it, every product you want to sell still fits within every touch of the pyramid.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share first, just to kind of give us some context. Okay. Here's where we are. And maybe you can even see yourself in like where you might be in this degree. So let's start with, I just want to touch on one thing in level 1, since that is kind of where we need to start. And again, if you haven't done the work, then this is what you'd want to go back to, is your brand positioning. And as I shared before, my definition for this is, you taking a stand for who you are. Like, this is my stake in the ground. This is what I think and what I know, about whatever your topic is, whatever your business is about. Who you're for, just that's your target market, your ideal client, and what you do for them. That's unique and valuable. So just, for people who haven't had, given themselves time to really sit in and think about this and figure out some of these aspects, I did want to share like a writing formula for this. This is for your elevator pitch. I mean, I think a lot of people are familiar with that term, elevator pitch.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the other way to think about that. When somebody asks you, what do you do? This is your answer. Which a lot of times when people ask that question, they're like, oh my God, I don't know.
I really do.
I don't know how to answer that question. And either people like totally freeze up, or they just like,
mumble and
say all kinds of things. So here's a really simple way to articulate this. So you can simply say, I help, and then you say who it is you help, your ideal customer, your ideal client, who is either experiencing this challenge. And in my work, I talk about challenge as villains. The villains are the things that are standing in the way of the vision. So that's the other way you can look at it, is like who are either experiencing this challenge or have this aspiration. So it's both like either the pain or the pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Is another way to think about it. And then 2, do what, right? So this is your major outcome. This is the thing that you want to
help them to do.
Yeah. That's the value piece. So there's more we could go into. With all these things, but I just wanted to give people this formula as a way to think about
what they
write
do.
about.
Yes, because what I find out that a lot of people, they know what they do, but to articulate it in a way that makes it clear for other people to understand what they do. This is really a very, very 5-second, like they say, 5-second elevator pitch sentence that will make you. And once you can sit down and, write this statement out, you are able to actually, whether people wake you up from sleep, or you go anywhere, even if you don't have a business card, which people don't use these days, it's going to even be your social media, sentence for people when they come to your page.
Yes.
What would they say? What do you do? Not only are you able to tell people what you do, but other people can tell other people who refer you
That's
what
a great
you
point.
do.
That's a really great point. Yes, it does help other people to share and spread the word about what you do.
Yeah. Because if you want referrals, they can say this person helps people to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And you're right. A version of this is going to show up all kinds of places all over, just as you shared examples, whether that's in conversation or in your social media profiles, it'll show up everywhere. So, okay. So I gave this definition for brand positioning, and the thing that I want to focus on more specifically today and quickly, I'm trying to keep an eye on our time too, is this last piece of it, what you do for them that's unique and valuable. And this is where the features, benefits, and outcomes come in, because that is a very important way to communicate value, this whole idea of value, right? Because value is kind of like a big word that might not mean a lot until we kind of can give some concreteness to it through the features, benefits, and outcomes. So I love talking about FBO because it is so important to messaging. And I find many people are a little confused about what is the difference especially between benefits and outcomes. Like, what's the difference between those two things? I think people are pretty clear about features. Features are the tangible aspects. So if you're a service-based provider, let's say you're a coach or a consultant, some of the features that you might have are the number of meetings you have with a client. It could be worksheets or other tools you use. If you're a creative person, like a website designer, it could be the actual website, right? The deliverables that you're giving, rounds of revisions, things like that. Benefits are the immediate advantages. This is what can somebody do or have or be right away when they start working with you or using your product or going through your program. These are the benefits. And then the outcomes are the long-term transformation. And these are often expressed in either emotional, mental, financial, physical, or spiritual descriptions. Like, that's how we refer to outcomes. So what happens here, and this is kind of a way to think about this, there's a progression for this.
Okay.
The features, the way that you do your work, and like the number of meetings, and maybe the tools you have, and that kind of thing, there's a reason for those. You're not just doing them for the heck of it. There's a reason behind there. And because of these things, that's what leads to the benefits. So, like, for example, actually I have a couple examples in here I'll share. So it'll kind of like hopefully lock it in for folks.
Okay.
So the features lead to the benefits. Because of these features, you have these benefits, and these benefits will stack up and lead to this outcome. So there's because of these features, you get these benefits which build up to the transformation. I call it like the triple B reminder about how this works. So, I don't know if anybody's got questions about.
Hello, people. If you have any questions for Lisa, drop them in the comment where she can see them, and then I can show them on the screen so she's able to see them. Any questions, just let us know. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining us from. I've streamed it also to my FB group, so some people are watching from there.
Great. Okay. All right. So I'll just share a couple of examples so that you can get this locked in. Okay. So I'm going to do a product and a service. So here's a product, an instant pot. I mean, it's a pressure cooker, right? Like, so like lots of people have these. So the features are the buttons, right? Part of the feature, like there's lots of features usually to a product or service, but one of those would be like the buttons, and you can make rice, you can make yogurt and soups and all these things with this. The benefits there is like being able to clear your counter, so here's an appliance that you can like all in one function replaces 5 bulky appliances with one sleek design. So that's a benefit. I can experience that right away. Over time, here's my outcome with this is less time in the kitchen means I can have more time with my family or doing other things that I enjoy, and I can still feed my family healthy meals that they love. So that's an outcome.
Awesome.
So a coaching program, again, like I shared as an example, meetings are a feature. Like we meet once a week for 6 weeks. This is just like an example of a program. Okay, so the reason why you have those meetings, and this is true for most any sort of like coaching or consultant who's meeting, it's so that you can stay on track, so that your client has an opportunity to put into practice the things that you're teaching them, the things that you're developing for them, and they can give feedback and you can hold them accountable and all that stuff, right? That's the benefits. There's huge value in that. Over time, as they are able to integrate these things and learn and practice and get better at that, then like in this example, let's say it's like productivity or something like, so with these new strategies to save time and manage stress, you'll free up hours in your week. And then you'll go through life with a greater sense of calm and flow.
True.
So that's how you can talk about like the features, benefits, and outcomes of a coaching program. Now, there's many more elements. I mean, there's many more features than just the meetings, right? But this is I'm just breaking it down to show you one part of it.
Okay.
So, how are you doing on time, Tosin?
Yes, we are still good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to skip this one. This is like another example of like for a website, because I want to share this tip about how you talk about features and benefits together. Because here's the thing. You really want to talk about all three. Now, some people will just say like all their stuff is really feature heavy. It's all like, oh, here's how we work. It's all like how we do stuff kind of thing. That's very featurey. And people aren't connecting into like, well, but what happens with all of this? Like, what am I really going to get? Really, like, what are the results? Yes. Yeah. Then there's sometimes the opposite problem where you're talking too much about the outcomes, the big outcomes. And people are like, whoa, I'm not even anywhere near there. I can't even picture myself in this place.
True.
Yeah. That's where the benefits come in, because the benefits are like a way for them to see more concretely and more like immediately what's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's awesome, because this has really helped me to see, because I'm looking at it from the service point of view, because that's what I do mostly. And I also want to look at it from the product side of things to say, so how do you have a balance between the features, the benefits, and the outcomes in order to make sure you're not heavy on just talking about features and people don't know what it's going to get for them on the other end, and you don't talking about the outcome and people like, okay, but I don't see myself there. What does it have? Give me the little bits of pieces of information that will help me to see the outcome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a great question with not a very simple answer. That's such a great question. Like, when do you use these and how much do you kind of focus on one of these three aspects? And really the answer depends on both where your person is that you're talking to, where are they in their level of understanding of what you do and their own situation and how you can help them. That's a whole nother like topic we could talk about. So that's part of it. And also context, like what's the environment in which you're communicating with them? Because if you're having a real-time conversation with someone, then that's a lot easier to kind of hop around and talk about the FBO. and really like be able to focus in on one or the other based on what the person is talking about, right?
Yes.
But if you're like if you're posting in Facebook or Instagram, like what are you sharing there? I really would say like in those environments, stay focused on both the benefit and the outcome. Again, you don't want to just always talk about the outcome because people will be like, but I don't see that for myself. The benefits. And I would say less on features because, and I had this feedback from my clients. I have a group copy coaching program. And just yesterday we were meeting and they were like, I didn't even like, they were giving me feedback about my program. They're like, I didn't even care like what we were doing, like how we were going to do this, the features. They were sold on the outcome and then the benefits too. So even now, like they're in the program and they're still like, I don't really care so much about the features. I just know, and I trust that you're going to take me to this outcome. So I do think that those are probably the more important aspects, but features are important too, because people need to understand what am I going to really get?
Yeah.
Well, how does this going to work? They do want to know that, but usually at a little bit later stage.
True.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And my last question, just to round us up tonight, is how can we ensure that we are putting a lot of effort on building that pyramid? If we go back to that pyramid, what time or how much effort do we need to put on each stage of that pyramid in order to make sure that when we start putting out information, marketing information, that we are not just only on level 1 and we start on 3 and 4, and then I want us to have a balance of that particular pyramid. How much effort do we need to put on each level?
Well, there's not really like a hard and fast answer to that because everybody's different and every business is different and every market, in which you're doing your business is a little different. So, I can't say like you should spend, like X number of hours or months or, on these different areas because it's a little bit of an organic process. I mean, because sometimes you will feel like, okay, I'm really clear about like in my level 1 about like who I'm for. I'm really clear about that. Like, this is my market. And then things change, right? Like maybe now you identify another group of people that you want to work with or another market. And so now you like need to kind of go back and revisit that stuff. So as far as like how much time to spend, I mean, I would start with, are you clear about why you're in business and who you want to work with? Let's start there, because honestly, if you're just like, I don't know,
yeah, I'm for everybody, anyone that wants to buy, I'm available.
Yeah.
So once we need to get that clear, that you need to be focusing on a subset of people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to keep sounding the brass and nobody's listening because there's so much noise, especially now everybody is not everybody, but a lot of people are online and everybody is shouting to be heard. And the only way people can listen to you is because you've already, cleared out yourself from the pile of people to say, this is me, this is what I do, and these are the people I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
And the people you are for, they'll congregate towards you to come and hear what you've got to say because you sort of speak their language.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're talking about so much good stuff. Like we could continue this conversation for a long time.
we could go on.
I know. Well, I know you cover a lot of these topics too throughout your other work and stuff. But I will say this too, for anyone watching and they're in that place where they're trying to figure out who do they really want to be doing their work with. Here's something to keep in mind, because what I hear a lot working with clients is they're afraid to focus in too much, right, on a certain group of people or certain market. Because, especially if you're new in your business, it can feel a little scary to say, well, I'm not going to go, work with all these other
people. Yeah.
All these other people over here. You feel
like you're missing out on some people that are holding your money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see target I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing target audience. Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. Pick your person, your ideal person that you want to work with, your ideal group of people that you want to work with. And this is where you're going to focus your messaging and your marketing efforts. And if you get a referral from someone, or you just happen to be in a place and get connected with someone who falls outside of that group of people, that focus area, and they have a project and you want to do it and it meets your criteria for fun and profit and it feels good, then do it.
Exactly.
That's fine. You can still do work outside of your focus area, but when you do focus in with your messaging and your marketing, it makes it a heck of a lot easier.
Yes, because you're not trying to use too many words to attract too many people.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you do try to talk to everyone, you really are talking to no one, and it is like your brain wants to just explode because you're like, how do you even get the words that will work for everyone? Well, you really can't.
Yeah, you can. You can, because everyone is different, is unique. And what you say? If I've got three children, and the way I speak to the older one is different from the way I speak to the younger one. And we all live in the same household, but the way I get them to do work is actually different. So that's the way with people. You can't you can't use the same words for millions of people. You got to find your own group of people that you say the things and they understand. So thank you so much today, Lisa. It's been wonderful. I love that pyramid. I'm going to after this show, I'm going to take a screenshot and sit down. And also, I'm going to be working through it for my brand, for my business as well. I need to also take it back to the basics so that I begin to articulate more about who I'm for and what I want to do for them. What are the outcomes I want to achieve for them? What are the benefits they need to be looking out for as they join my programs, join my courses and everything? And if we wanted to learn more about what you do and how to reach you, where can we go?
Yeah, I would recommend you can find me here on Facebook on my business page. Let's see, can I type in a
comment?
I
wanted to say if you can put in the comments, that would be great.
I'm seeing where can I type in? Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't know where I can type in comments. I think maybe because I'm not the host.
Okay, let me see. All right. If you say, let me see if I can.
Okay. Well, first of all, my website is paraphrase.com.
Paraphrase.com.
Yeah, COMM.com. Okay. And my Facebook, yes, that's it. Well, you can get to my Facebook page off of there too. And the reason why I say Facebook is because I do a lot of just short lives on there.
Yes, almost weekly. I see that you. So I've put your Facebook page on in the comments as well.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'd be a good way to find me. And definitely, like if you happen to watch any of those lives and you put in a comment, I will respond. So I love that. So thank you so much for having me here, Tosin.
Oh, thank you so much. You've given me a lot to actually sit down and think about and go through. Because as we develop our business, our brands, we need to get clearer in our message, because that's the whole building block of any business. Getting your message clear is what it's all about. If your message is clear, your marketing, like she said, is a lot clearer, because people understand in
Mhm.
plain English what you're all about. You don't need to, blab and murmur when people ask you, what do you do? Like,
Yeah.
she gave us the statements, the elevator pitch. So she's giving us a lot of, golden nuggets of information tonight. And I just really wanted to thank you again, Lisa. It was really a great pleasure to have you. Okay. All right, people. I just wanted to say thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a wonderful time about how to develop your brand, how to develop your message, how to craft the best message to put your business out there. And until we come your way again next time on the Tangel Business Show, don't forget you have everything to be more, do more, and have more. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because you can do great things to build and grow a profitable and a successful business on your terms. Have a wonderful time tonight and see you again. Bye for now.